This week, my friends, we're going to Mexico. I know all the anticipation and all the rumors you've heard. I've already cleared that with Niall. I've talked to him for more than a year, and he tells me, there's no problem, mate, just come on, I'll take care of you, which he did. So we're going for Coues deer, one of the smallest species, and it's a different species of the whitetail series, and the desert bighorn. Oh, I can remember that like it was yesterday, my first desert bighorn. And thanks to people like the Wild Sheep Foundation, I've taken 4 since then. Don't go away, this is an exciting adventure. Small little critter for the Coues deer and a desert bighorn, which a lot of people need to complete their Grand Slam.
Victor Chevrolet, Bass Pro Shops, and Alamocitos Ranch present Bob Folkrod's Hunting Adventures. 7 continents, 80 species, a 5-year quest in the making. High adventure, dangerous game, real-world training tips. This is Bob Folkrod's Hunting Adventures.
The Coues deer is a miniature cousin of the whitetail, found mostly in the southwestern U.S. and northern Mexico. The little Coues is about half the size of a Midwestern whitetail, with a big buck weighing less than 120 pounds. But these deer are remarkably tough, thriving in rocky, dry mountain country above 4,000 feet. Biologists say the small size is a response to the tough terrain. With minimal food and water, a smaller body size is an advantage. They live in habitat that looks more like mule deer country than whitetail range. And in fact, there are plenty of muleys here too. But on this visit, Bob Folkrod wants to add a Coues to his trophy room.
Nice day here.
He arrives at the La Montosa Ranch in Sonora Province, near Mazocawi, with Nayo Balderrama of Amigos Guides and Outfitters, a long-time hunting friend.
Back right, okay? And I'm going to start the rain generator. Okay? Good.
The ranch is in Mexico's mountainous outback, so far outback that it's beyond the end of the electric lines. But Nayo has the solution.
Hi, Bob. Come in.
Hey,
Look at this thing.
that's what the cook said. I had to come up here and look at the generator.
Generator. I've been here forever.
There it goes. There it is.
Wow, it's alive. This old generator, adapted from the motor of an oil pump, has supplied power to the ranch every day for over 70 years. Now it's almost time for dinner. But first, Bob wants to try his hand at making the Mexican staple,
And then
tortillas.
this part of the hand, you push the center. Like that.
He's got 2 good teachers, but 4 left thumbs.
Is it getting bigger?
Maybe for tomorrow's gonna be ready.
Supper just might be late.
There it is.
That's good, man.
Look at there. There's the one I made.
That's yours.
This would be easy for me to hunt these things because I'm back home in Pennsylvania. I guess that's before we started quality deer management. But
Yeah, I hear that before, Bob.
Coues antlers grow in the same pattern as whitetails everywhere, with the tines coming off the main beam. They're very different from the forking headwear of muleys, and like the deer themselves, they're not very big. But for the species, this ranch is noted for producing quality racks. Before daylight the next morning, the hunters head for the high country, where they'll glass from the ridges as the sun rises.
Just breaking day. Got a big mountain range in the front here. These Coues, so they say, like to come down off and run all these little cuts and valleys, just like whitetail. The rut's going on. Same thing in back of us. I mean, they're just, when the rut's going on, you just never know when it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. That's a big buck right there. Can you see him?
Yeah.
I just don't know how far he is yet. I lost him. With that hot doe in there, we stand a good chance of seeing him again. And she might try to hide and you might not see him again.
So we keep shopping, huh?
We keep shopping for the big,
Yeah.
for the big deer, yeah.
Yeah.
Later in the morning, they move to another ridge to continue their search. The hunters split up to glass each side of the deep canyons for any movement. The dry, rocky land looks more like elk or muley country, but the diminutive whitetails do well here.
Get it right there. Niall!
Bob has come in the peak of the rut, and this buck and another are on the trail of does that are ready to mate.
You see the dead tree right here on that ridge?
Yeah.
You come down just about 100 yards. He's standing right there.
Okay.
And he's standing right there. There's a doe right there with him.
Oh yeah, I see him. It's 2 bucks.
Yeah, there's 2 bucks right there.
Yeah.
It's the top one that looks like the better one. He's all
The one
bristled
is
up.
beside the cactus?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one, yeah.
There's no way to get a shot at him from here, but Nayo knows where he might be headed.
I think we can go around this road. There's a road in the ridge. We can go around and maybe take a shot from that point to that canyon.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
Let's go and try.
Even so far south, it's chilly here in the high country, and Bob's winter gear feels good.
Bob Folkrod's Hunting Adventures is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Vortex, Best of the West Rifles, Huskama Long Range Optics, Kinetrek, Kufaru, and LJ Blessings Ranch.
The new Victor Chevrolet building is now open. Visit us at 7200 Pittsford Victor Road, Route 96 near Eastview Mall, or victorchevrolet.com.
The hunters take the long way and follow an old road along the ridge to cut him off. The buck is still on the move. Bob won't have much time to make the shot. Fortunately, just when it looks as if the buck may disappear into the cover in pursuit of the doe, he loses her.
300. Right on the money.
Still right there. Shoot him right on.
He stops to look and listen. Was it a good hit?
Yeah, good deal.
Yep.
Good deal. Make sure that's unloaded. Whew! Finally, a coos. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Man, it's like hunting mountain goats here. Look at the hills around us.
Yeah. Big mountains.
Well, that paid off. We came up into the high country and glass in through there and everything's dark and that sun starts to shine and all of a sudden they just jump up and you can see them.
You still see them there.
I sat there glassing. You were on the other side there.
Yeah.
And I go, gosh, he just looked big, you know. He looked like a buck, you know. And you come over and I say, oh man, that's a good buck right there.
That was 2 bucks and like 4 does.
Yeah.
You did really good. They're hard to spot anyway.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh sakes. Well, let's go look at him.
Okay.
Gosh sakes.
Thanks to years of carefully controlled harvest, the coos population on this ranch and others around the province are thriving. Landowners have learned the value of wildlife resources and protect the game against poaching and overhunting.
Well, I tell you what, little bitty things, aren't they?
Little bitty. Beautiful. Look at the face on these things.
Yes.
Look at the size of my hand.
That's a
Bigger.
good coos, huh?
That's a good goose here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen, you know, it's hard to tell too. I mean, we've seen them and we've seen, I mean, chasing does. We've seen little ones, big ones. We've seen, I don't know, 5 to 15 bucks a day.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Boy, coming into Mexico, you always have that little doubt. But talking to you on the phone and filling out our paperwork and registering the firearms, just like, I mean, talk about being smooth.
A lot of things changed in the last 3 years in Mexico, and it was really easy to fix your gun permit in 1 week. And they take 10 minutes to check your gun in the airport, and we're ready to go to do that.
We walked in, they looked at, I mean, just like going into Canada, they looked at our paperwork. You were there, big smiles. I think mine was a little bigger. And I know it is now. I mean,
It isn't, Bob.
look at that. Right there is a beautiful coos deer.
Beautiful
And what a
coos.
great hunt we've had.
Stay tuned for more information about the great hunting opportunities in Mexico.
Although Bob completed his obsession quest taking over 80 animals with a rifle, his first love has always been bow hunting. He's teamed up with longtime friend and archery coach Mike Price to help make you a better bow shot. This week's archery lesson is brought to you by Heritage Archery Academy and these great archery sponsors: Easton, Hoyt, Limb Saber, Gateway Feathers, and Tactical Hearing.
Last year we had 13 tips from Mike Price that from point A all the way through, which was really successful because just watching the views was unbelievable of the question and answers that we got coming back from it. So now we're going to start a new year, and I guess the next step is we're going to take you into arrows. So when you walk into an archery shop, first thing you've got to ask yourself is, what am I going to use the arrow for? And now we can get someplace.
This week we're going to talk about arrow choices. Common sense arrow choices. It's the Bob Folkrod way. It's the no bull crap. Let's do things for a purpose and with a reason. So when a guy comes in the store, he goes, "Mike, I want to buy arrows." And I go, I got all these. And he goes, first thing I ask him is, what are you going to do with them? What are you going to do with the arrows? Because this is an indoor arrow. This is what Bob and I shot in Vegas last year. It's heavy, but it's big in diameter compared to other shafts. But I don't care. All I wanted to do is hit the middle, and if it's a little bigger, I might catch a line. If I touch the line, I get the score. So big, heavy, large diameter. So this is a 3D shaft. This is a 6.9 grain per inch arrow, very, very light. Okay, I've got 90 grains up front. So that's built for 3D. It's flatter than that big heavy arrow. So I can make a little bit of a misjudge on my yardage, but I might still get a 10, so real light. And this is a field shaft. Now this is heavy. This is heavy, similar to my hunting shaft. So, but this is even smaller diameter than my hunting shaft. It drifts less in the wind. We can shoot this arrow out at 100 yards and have a lot less wind drift than, let's say, this 3D shaft. So less wind drift, a little heavier, it carries farther. So, but for hunting, and that's what we're talking about, this is a small diameter, heavy hunting arrow. Small diameter, less wind drift. So if it's coming to the animal and it's going sideways because the wind drifts it, it's going to hit the animal and be kicking sideways. The energy's not going forward. So I want that energy going forward so that energy to this arrow passes through, or gives me a better likelihood of passing through the animal. Heavy, quieter, and it's just going to be like throwing a hard ball at you or throwing a wiffle ball at you. Throw a wiffle ball at you, it's going to hit you and you're going to say, "Mike, don't do that again." Throw a hard ball at you, it's going to come at you a little bit slower because the same guy's throwing it with the same energy, but when it hits you, it's going to hurt you. That's just mass weight. And so this arrow, I can hunt from whitetail, turkey to elk. Buy it once. You can use it for every single occasion. A heavy arrow makes your bow a little quieter, which might give you the opportunity to get that second shot in. So we're going to go into a little more detail with arrow selection later, but this should help you. When you go in a shop or a store, make sure you know what you're looking at, because just because they have a multitude of it, that might be what they want to get rid of that day. Let's take the marketing out of it and make smart, wise choices, common sense choices. Heavy, small diameter, better penetration, quieter bow. It works all the way around in every occasion. That'll help you with your arrow choices.
Transportation for all of Bob Folkrod's hunting adventures is provided by Victor Chevrolet. Check them out at victorchevrolet.com. This week's conservation angle has been brought to you by Wild Sheep Foundation. The desert bighorn sheep displays an amazing endurance and agility for an animal approaching 300 pounds. These hardy, sure-footed relatives of the goat thrive on land that seems too dry and barren to support a sidewinder. And these days, the numbers are increasing on both sides of the border. Thanks to the efforts of conservation-minded hunters and the Wild Sheep Foundation, the Mexican strain of the bighorn is doing well in the Sonoran province, where Bob Folkrod is hunting with good friend Nayo Balderrama.
Bob and Nayo join the rest of the crew in the town of Puerto Libertad, near the Santa Maria Mountains. Nayo is one of the strongest supporters of FNAS south of the border. He's been a tireless sheep conservationist for decades. And because he helps the game department in sheep capture and restocking, Nayo just happens to know most of the prime areas for finding a trophy-class ram. As in sheep hunting everywhere, most of the early stages are a process of moving and glassing, trying to spot a mature full-curl ram. Fortunately, here the chilly morning spotting process is made a bit more pleasant with some coffee and hot burritos, spiced with fresh jalapenos. A large crew is assembled to keep a watchful eye on the mountainside. The goal is to take the best ram in some 60 square miles of mountain range. And it's not long before these seasoned veterans spot some movement. Near the top of the mountain are 4 ewes on the move.
As soon as that sun hit that side hill, they spotted him right there where they put him to bed last night. Spotting him is one thing, getting to him is another. And I think we just spotted the rams. I haven't located them yet.
Desert sheep are noted for their terrain-matching coats, which can make them very tough to see at long range.
The guys that you spot the big ram again, Bob. Right there, you see the little saddle there?
Mm-hmm.
Just on the other side there. He went over. But they're pretty sure this is the big ram we've been looking for. So I think he's gonna bed down in that canyon. So I think we have to go right now through there and check.
It's like when we played sports. You set the bench for 3/4 of the game, and right at the end, they put your butt in. So you haven't played all season. You're sitting there glassing, eating, glassing. And all of a sudden they put you in. Put me in, coach. Then you have to show what you can do, like climb to the top of the mountain.
I'm gonna send these 2 guys to that little peak over there and see if they can spot him from there.
Okay.
Okay, and then if they spot him, we will know which way to go, okay?
Desert bighorns can go all winter without a drink. They get their moisture from green vegetation. In summer, they visit water holes, but can still survive for days without water.
They're motioning for us.
They spot him already, so we have to go this way. Okay, it makes sense.
Unlike the antlers of deer, the hollow horns of mountain sheep are never shed and continue to grow throughout the animal's lifetime. This means the oldest rams are likely to wear the best headgear. And even at this distance, Nayo can tell this ram is a good one, probably near the end of his 15-year lifespan.
Yeah, I think it's too far. Can you range it here?
Okay, there he is. Yeah, 850 yards.
Okay, what about that one? The right side.
If we can get over at that other gully over there to that big rocks up there, we got between a 250 and 300 yard shot.
Okay, that's a good shot.
Yes.
It could take a couple of hours to get within range. With any luck, the old ram will stick to his shady vantage point.
North America's wild sheep migrated here from Asia across the Siberian land bridge about 100,000 years ago, and are closely related to the wild sheep of that continent. Some areas support 3 times the numbers of sheep today than they did 40 years ago. Check them out at wildsheepfoundation.org.
At last, the hunters make their way toward the top of the mountain, where they hope to be able to look down on the old bachelor ram.
We're checking right now to see where he is. I think we gotta go a little higher. Come off this other point.
They're in luck. It looks like after a long climb from the desert floor, the ram is still there. As in most sheep hunting, Bob's shot is going to be a long one, but he's come equipped for the job.
Bob's gear includes Redhead XPS Power Dry Thermals, Redhead Silent Hide Camo in Mossy Oak, a Browning A-Bolt 300 Winchester Short Mag, Winchester Nosler 150 grain ballistic tip bullets. This segment has been brought to you by the Victor Chevrolet Deal of the Week. Check them out at victorchevrolet.com. Chevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Victor Chevrolet, same place I get my trucks from, and you should too.
Bob Folkrod is no stranger to sheep hunting, but this hunt is a dream in the making. He finds himself putting the final stalk on one of the most coveted of sheep trophies, the Desert Bighorn. Nio has him spotted. Now, if he'll just hold for the shot.
Okay, I got him.
Just above the rock.
Yeah.
Okay. He's facing us over. So you can go this way.
Okay.
With so little cover, hunters have to make use of the terrain to hide themselves from the sheep. If they can get in range, Bob's quest may be over.
No. I lost him.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You're looking too low. He's right across.
Oh, yeah. I got him. Yeah. Right where you find him.
Okay. $241. Okay? $241.
I got him.
I'm gonna shoot. It's $241.
What a remarkable animal. Easy does it. The 150 grain ballistic tip finds its mark.
Give him another one. You hit him good, but just give him another one, okay?
Desert sheep are noted for their incredible stamina.
Okay, don't shoot the horn. You hit him again. Okay, he's down. He's down now.
Look at that. Oh my God. Oh. What a fantastic animal. Oh. One person shouldn't be this blessed, I'm telling you.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Oh,
Gracias, Martin.
thank you, Martin.
Good job.
That was a good job.
These guys, they've been looking for this sheep for 4 or 5 days.
Yo,
So,
absolutely, we had him spotted. Then he went over the hill yesterday, and
yeah.
we called it right. And then you saw him just, I mean, gosh sakes,
He could have laid over there forever. We'd have never saw
Never
him
saw
down
him.
there. We had to climb for him, didn't we?
Yeah.
Most prestigious animals a man could get right there.
And then this, I think you got a Boone and Crockett.
That's incredible. It's a long 241 yards to get to him, isn't it? Look at that. Boy, he's absolutely gorgeous, isn't he? Look at that. Boy, right here is what team effort definitely gets you, isn't it?
Yes.
You meet me at the airport, having the firearm permits, coming out here and having the spotters, knowing exactly where the sheep are. We saw them the first day, having great equipment from the rifle to the rangefinder to, for sure, the guides and yourself.
Thank you.
And right there is the end result, a magnificent animal. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. What's a pleasure.
It was definitely a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Truly a trophy.
Bob hopes to have the team pack out the whole ram. The goal is to create a full body mount for the museum, so packing will be a major project in this rugged country. Later that day, the hunters visit the home of Trinidad Rios, who helps watch over the sheep area to prevent poaching. Like many citizens, Trinidad now sees the sheep as a valuable asset to be protected, both for conservation and because of the cash they bring in from visiting hunters. Hey Bob, how's the burrito?
This is real. None of them. New York City.
We sold the office for the state.
Before heading home, Bob and Nayo stop by the Sonora Province Game Department, where Director Camaro Everardo checks the trophy and places an ID pin in the horns.
We start doing this during this season to plug all the sheep in Mexico. That way we can stop the poaching.
This marks it as a legal kill, eligible for exportation to the U.S. The ID program came to being largely through Nayo's support, and his hunters accounted for the first 4 registered.
Okay. Say you want on one of the big ones, they can finish it in 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
A trip to the open-air market caps off an unforgettable experience in Mexico.
Just to think we were burning some of that just to make coffee out of.
And thanks to the enthusiastic support of hunters on both sides of the border, the future of wild sheep hunting looks bright.
For help with all of your hunt booking needs, contact J&M Safaris at jnmsafaris.com. After your successful hunt of a lifetime, contact Wes Good at canadistudio.com for the finest taxidermy in the business. Be sure to follow Bob and all his adventures at bobfolkrod.com and on Facebook.